Um, okay, awesome. Well, I am very, very excited to dive into this with you today. I'm gonna break it down for you and show you the simplest recipe for writing compelling copy. And what happens when you know how to create compelling copy is that basically you are able to enjoy more profit, more free time, and more impact because your words are really working for you while you're doing either the work you love or the things in your life that you love. Underneath all of this is about using story to get people excited about working with you. So today you're going to learn how to create a strong foundation for your business with a compelling message. You're going to experience more ease in your marketing because when your message is clear, it becomes so much easier to talk about what you do, which then ends up attracting more clients. And then the best part is that you get incredible results while actually doing less. So I'm going to show you how to repurpose the message that we're going to create so you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel. So before we get going here, I would love to hear from you, and just feel free to just, unmute your microphone and share with me like where you are struggling the most with writing for your business. Is it writing your website? Is it your social media posts? Is it like, what is it where you pull up that piece of paper or that document and it's just this blinking cursor of death? It's different than the wheel of death. It's the blinking cursor of death, where you just kind of are like, where do I even begin? Maybe I'll come back and do it later when I have more time. So yeah, share with me where you're struggling with, what you're struggling with the most.
Right now, I'm struggling with, I'm doing a page that's for corporate people to bring me in to do a workshop. And so I'm like struggling with why they should like writing something. In fact, I've got really crappy writing in there right now, but why should they bring me in other than, hey, here's a list of workshops, right? So it's like, how do you position yourself so it's not like my avatar, of course, women on the way to the C-suite, but it's the people who would bring me in so I can get in front of those people. So that's what I'm struggling with.
Oh my gosh, I'm really excited because this is going to crack the code on that for you. So you'll be able to write all your workshop descriptions using this formula. Nice. And it's really very powerful. So yeah, you're going to be in really good shape. Okay, who else?
Hello.
Hey, Kris. Yeah, hi. Go for it. Oh, look, we've got a male on board. Here we go. How do you say your name?
Rodrigo.
Oh, got it. It was cropped off on my Zoom. Rodrigo, of course. Now I see all the letters. Okay, yeah, Robin and Rodrigo.
Robin, go first.
Okay. Thank you. Kris, I am struggling to find the right words for my course because, and I don't want to it's a kind of a long story, but I'm a kitchen designer. I'm actually an interior designer and I love designing kitchens. And so that's my course. And I created this program called the Kitchen Design Collaborative, which I love. But I'm struggling as to what to name the actual course. So I could really use some help with that.
Okay, got it. So this is not necessarily a workshop on course naming, but what we will be able to do is create a very compelling description for your course. And I think through that, some words might rise to the surface that will. Although I like what you shared, the Kitchen Design Collaborative. Mm-hmm. Is that the name of it now, or is that what is that?
Well, there's kind of like the program where we can work together, kind of like this. Yeah. But then there's just like the course itself, and so I'm trying to kind of have two different names. Maybe I shouldn't, but yeah.
Well, keep that in mind as you're moving through the process. I think the clarity that's going to come through going through this might give you a great name, but it will definitely give you a very compelling description of the course. And so I would encourage all of you to just think about that area that you're struggling the most while you're going through this. So Stacy, you're going to want to think about, like, pick one of your workshops that you want to go through. And then once you learn it, right, I'm teaching you how to fish. So then you can do it again and again and again. Same with you, Robin. Okay, Rodrigo.
Hi. For me, it's just everything that I write, I feel like it can be done better. Mostly, have a clear message. Sometimes I don't know if I can translate into words and what I'm trying to communicate. And then, of course, I would like to do it in a more compelling way. I feel like lacking. So, but it goes with every piece of content that I create, I believe.
Okay.
I'm struggling all of those, I believe. Mostly they can all be done better, I believe.
Yes, I think we all believe that, but I think you're right on the mark with it needs to be compelling. We can always keep the work that we do today. It can always be refined. And my like core brand story continues to be refined as my company evolves.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think compelling is the key.
Yeah.
Okay, one more. Anybody else want to share?
Yeah, I'll go next.
Okay.
All right, Kris. So what I find is challenging, it doesn't matter if I'm writing website copy or social media post, or it doesn't matter what I'm writing. My biggest challenge is to get that first version on the screen on the computer. If you gave me some copy, it would be so easy for me to just massage it into what I want.
Yes.
But the initial words on paper on the computer are the most challenging. I have an idea of what I want it to look like, but I cannot get that idea from my head onto, the screen.
Yeah, yes, I know what you mean. And, a visual just came to mind while you were talking, which is really, we need to break it down into manageable steps. I know Neil would definitely be nodding her head with me on this. So we think, okay, I've got to write this description. It's this big, paragraph of text. I know fundamentally what I want to say, but where do I begin? And what I'm going to show you today is so you're on one side of a big, rapidy river. You want to be on the other side of that river, which is when you're on the other side of that river, you're done with your writing your copy, right? So I'm going to put 3 big boulders in the river, and then you're going to know how to jump to boulder 1, boulder 2, boulder 3, and then you're going to be across the river and be done. So that's how I'm going to break it down for you today. So what I want to do is get going, because I want to be able to give you guys feedback as we go. And so we will just dive in. Feel free. This is meant to be interactive and really help you get tangible, like a tangible copy through the process. So don't hesitate to interrupt me, ask a question along the way, because it's really meant to be casual and open and collaborative. Okay, the main question is, why is some copy so much more compelling and effective than other copy? And the reason is because compelling copy tells a story. Story is what connected us as humans sitting around the fireside from the beginning of time. And the human brain remembers stories. They're actually 22 times more memorable than just facts. And this is something that is worth writing down right here. So if you have a pen, grab it. When a story begins with a problem, our brains find them 100% irresistible and cannot help but engage. So that's the way you wield your power with copywriting. You begin your story with a problem, and just from a psychological standpoint, our brains, whoever's listening to that or reading that, cannot help but engage. So, think about the last time you went to a movie and the lights dimmed, and we've got so much going on in our lives. We've got to-do lists, we've often have kids and engagements and travel and so many things going on, right? We're just kind of we're distracted. We have things coming at us all the time. The only thing that really pulls us in and grabs our attention for up to 90 minutes or more is a story. And that's like through a movie. If you went to a movie, the lights dimmed, you engaged, you didn't think about your to-do list, your phone, anything. You just fully engaged in that story, in that movie. And that's because it started with a problem and your brain could not help but engage fully until your brain was reassured that that problem got resolved. So that is the power of good storytelling. And I am a StoryBrand certified guide. Oh my gosh, Erica, I love it. Hi, Kitty.
Her name is Kitty.
Oh, really?
Very
Oh,
original.
that's really funny. Welcome, Kitty. So I'm a certified guide of the StoryBrand framework, and this was all originated by a guy named Donald Miller, who wrote the book Building a StoryBrand. I highly recommend it for anyone who's really wanting to delve deeper into storytelling. I am a big fan of Audible. It's a nice way to, like, if you're doing the dishes, you can listen to the book while you're doing that and just chip away at it. It's full of awesome nuggets. But I'm going to give you kind of the shortcut version of it today. And the concept of story branding is really communicating in a way that involves two characters. You've got the hero of the story, which is your client, and then the guide in the story, and that is you as a business or a coach or a designer, whatever it is you do, you are the guide. And so here is the formula in the most simplest of terms. And this visual, keep this visual in your mind, because really in every story you've ever heard, every movie you've ever watched, any story that someone has told where you've been fully engaged, this is the formula for it. A hero with a problem is called on a journey, and they're called on the journey to solve that problem. Okay, that hero meets an experienced guide along the way who gives them a plan to overcome their problem. And that guide guides them to success. And it's really that simple, you guys. It's that simple. These are the fundamentals of story. So as a guide, your goal is to help the hero, your clients, find a solution to their problem, give them a plan and a clear call to action that will help them succeed. And ultimately, it's your service that helps your client reach that happy result that they desire. So here are a few really famous hero guide relationships. Ralph Macchio, when I was young, I had a huge crush on Karate Kid. And then his guide is Mr. Miyagi. So Mr. Miyagi knew that he could make the Karate Kid a winning athlete, competitor. But the reality is we didn't know if he was going to win. That's why we waited. That's why we stayed and watched the movie all the way through, because it wasn't until the end that he reached that success. And so we've also got Hunger Games with Katniss and Haymitch, who I know from Cheers is Woody. It's hard to think of him in any other character, but he was a great guide. And if you've seen this movie, he was also a raging alcoholic. And all that to say that the guide does not have to be perfect. You do not have to be perfect. You just have to know how to get your hero to the goal. You just have to, Haymitch had won the Hunger Games before. So he knew how to help Katniss reach that goal as well. And then, of course, we've got Luke and Yoda, the most famous guide-hero relationship in the world. Okay, so I'm gonna just repeat this because I want it to just soak into the cells of your body. So every story, we introduce a hero with a problem. They meet a guide with a solution or a plan and shows them what success looks like. So one of the main questions I get from pretty much every client that I work with is, why is creating copy so damn hard? I mean, why is it so frustrating? And I can tell you that this is not like most people, this is everybody. It is just so hard to talk about your own business and write for your own self. And the reason is because you're too close to your own self and you're too close to your own business. So it's really like trying to read the label from inside the bottle. And honestly, it's just impossible, which is why it's really helpful to have a guide, whether it's me or even friends, to bounce your copy off of, people that have perspective, ideally people that understand copy strategy. But it's really helpful to have a guide to give you perspective because you're just too close to it. And then the other thing that happens is, when we're experts in our industry, we have the curse of knowledge. So we've truly forgotten what it's like to not know what we know. And that's the challenge with business owners, trying to keep things so the importance of keeping things simple. Naturally, we think, well, we know this, like we know it so well that we end up talking over our clients unintentionally because we assume they kind of know as much as we know, but they don't. So we have to keep it just stupid simple. This is new information for your clients and they're trying to absorb it in a very quick way. And so we just want to keep things really, really simple. The other problem that happens a lot with really all business owners is that, and honestly, probably 99% of the websites out there, we unknowingly position ourselves as the hero instead of the guide. And when you think about like the Karate Kid, if you've seen that movie, the weakest character in any story is the hero. They're the ones that have a problem that they don't know if they can solve it. The guide is the strongest character in the story because they've been there, done that. They know how to solve the problem and they can help you get there. Okay, the fix to all of this is to start your copy with the problem your clients struggle with. So in the worksheet that I shared, that Google Doc, you'll notice I have a prompt for you to just jot down all the problems that your clients struggle with. And if you've gone through Neil's program, she'll prompt you with this question as well. So my recommendation would just be to brain dump the problems that your clients struggle with, as many as you can, at least 3, and make sure that it's the problem that they think they have, not the problem that you know they have, right? So what are the words that they use when you're on a call with them? And what are the themes that you hear over and over and over? You know, for example, the themes that I hear from my clients are really like, writing copy for myself feels like torture. It's so hard. And, you know, it's not fancy language. Like, this is just the problem that they struggle with all the time. Okay, so the other thing we want to do is present yourself as the guide. And we want to position your service as the recipe for your client's path to success. So I'm going to go through this step by step with you. And then very important role of the guide is to paint a picture of what success looks like and show them what's possible once they solve their problem. Okay, so now I'm going to dive into just what I've been talking about, the problem. So what problems are your clients struggling with? I'm going to give you guys, we'll just do a minute here and just jot down 1 or 2 problems that that your clients are struggling with. And I'll just wait here until it dings. And on the screen are a few examples of clients or of problems that people are struggling with. So just a little tip here, you want to identify who they are. So for me, it's business owners, and then you want to identify what they struggle with. You guys need a little bit more time. Another minute. All right. Is anyone ready to share the problem? I'd like to hear maybe 1 or 2, and then we'll move on to the next one, because I really want to save a little bit of time at the end for kind of the crescendo of all 3 of them together. So, okay, Robin, do you want to share your problem?
Okay, so mine are pretty easy.
Okay.
It's mostly busy moms, and when they go to design a kitchen, they're overwhelmed. They suffer from perfectionism and the pressure. And they always tell me that they know what they like individually, but they don't know how to put it all together.
Okay. Okay. So I might say something like, many busy moms are unsatisfied with their kitchen. So, or what is it? They don't like their kitchen. They're
usually not functional. They're not laid out, or they're outdated.
Okay. Many busy moms are fed up with their outdated kitchen, but are overwhelmed but aren't sure where to begin with the design process. Something like that. That would be one problem that they struggle with. You could kind of, there's many problems that you just named, and I think they're all really worthwhile to keep in mind for like variations of this, or even like social media posts or website copy. But you want to hone in on that kind of that core problem that they have. I think like fundamentally their kitchen's not functioning well for them. And they need it to be better, but they're overwhelmed with where to even begin in the process. So that's my 2 cents on that one. Okay, anybody else want to share theirs? Okay, let's do Stacy and Elsa.
Okay, so mine is the workshop would be 3 power skills to move you to the C-suite faster. But the problem is they struggle with self-doubt. They think they have to overwork to prove they're worthy, and they think they have to fit the mold and can't be themselves.
Okay. So, and this is many executives or executive leaders?
Potential executive leaders. So leaders that want to get to be in the executive realm.
Okay. So I might just say many leaders feel like they need to overwork to prove themselves, which ultimately leads to burnout, which isn't sustainable, right? Like that's a fundamental problem that they're struggling with. Or you might, I mean, they're leaders already, they're just not C-suite leaders, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can kind of, I would keep it simple like that, like many leaders.
Okay.
And then we will get into the nuts and bolts of it in the next 2 sections. But yeah, I think
Perfect.
that's a good
Okay.
start. Okay, Elsa?
Yeah, and I help women live a 10+ year marriage. So they want to divorce, and the problem is that their partner doesn't want to.
Okay.
This is one of the problems. So there are a lot of fear and guilt towards the partner, towards the kids,
Yes.
and worry about financials. Those are the 3 main
Okay.
problems.
So you might want to, you know, just kind of thinking out loud here, right? Like you guys really, this needs to be your words and really feel comfortable coming out of off your tongue. But something might be like many married women, many women want to get divorced, but feel trapped because their partner isn't on board, or feel trapped because they're not sure they can financially support themselves. You know, something along those lines, but you're really on the right track with that. Like, I think you hit the nail on the head. Okay, let's do one more, Rodrigo. Oh, you're on mute. Oh, you're still muted. Hold on. See if I can.
There.
There we go. Okay. Yeah.
Right, sorry.
Yeah.
The problem that they think they have is that they believe, I'm a mobility and movement coach, and I work with 40+ people. So
Okay.
people tend to believe that their body is just getting old, and that it's normal to start feeling achy, slow, they get injured, and they think that is because it's their age.
Got it. Okay. So, let's see. I would start with something like, many people over 40 have issues with like mobility, or, you know, many people over 40 feel like their body is, you know, aging, and that aches and pains are a way of life, or, you know, or a sentence, it's like a sentence, right? You're just like stuck with
Yes.
aging body, right? So that is like, if you were to start with that, when I asked you what you did, I'd be like, keep going. You know, all of you guys, can't you relate to that? Like, tell me more. Like, I need to know, with all of these problems you've shared, like, I need to know, like, is being over 40, like, am I going to be forever in pain just if I am injured, or, you know?
Yeah, and another, I don't know if this is a place, but
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time finding, because normally it's with people that, you know, they want to keep doing what they do. Let's say that you like to hike, or you do stand-up paddleboard, or you do surfing, or you play a sport.
Yes.
I don't know how to call those people, because sometimes I like to call them I was thinking the aging athlete.
Yeah.
But athlete is like, any of you consider yourself an athlete?
Yeah.
And you will say no, right? But you probably are my target market.
Yes.
Trying to find a word that is no, because when I say athlete, people say, "Oh no, I'm not an athlete."
I think how you could shift that is, many active people over 40 feel like they have to let go of the activities they love, or something like that, because, you know.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Yeah, of course. Okay. I feel like we had one more. Was it? Do we have any more? Okay. I think we're good. Okay. Okay, let's move on here. All right. Okay, so now we want to move into the solution. And this is where you step in as the guide. And the question I want you to write down, or the answer I want you to write down, is to the question, how do you solve the problem in step 1? So really relate back to that problem, and here's how you solve it. So here are a few examples. For my clients, I help them simplify their message and tell a great story. And then for a client that I worked with who was a retirement planner, his solution was, my proven method takes the guesswork out of retirement planning. And then there was a politician that I did some work with, and her solution was, I'm a community activist on a mission to mend the relationship between citizens and politicians. So start this answer with I help, or I offer, or I provide. And then, you know, fill in the rest. I'm going to put the timer on 1 minute, and then we'll keep going. Okay, who wants to share their solution? Okay, let's go with what Rodrigo.
I help them reclaim their prerequisites for efficient, pain-free movement.
I help them, what did you say?
I used reclaim, but I couldn't find a better word.
Reclaim, that's great. Reclaim.
Because we all had them before, right?
Yes.
The prerequisites for efficient, pain-free movement.
Okay. I think the message is there. I love the word reclaim. But I would simplify it a little bit, because remember, this is going to be sandwiched in between other words, and it's a lot of big words for our brains to process. So we really want it to feel kind of casual and conversational. So I would say something like, I help them reclaim. And
I can tell you the prerequisite would be enough flexibility, enough strength, enough balance, coordination, and all those things. So I don't know, because, yeah, I don't know.
You don't know what it is they're needing to overcome.
Well, in general, most people will need those things. So maybe I can put 2, 3 things there that are what everybody needs for sure. Then, of course, specific cases, right? But overall, what people are losing is the range of motion, the flexibility, the strength, and the connection in their own body, right? Being able to, I don't know, they lose that connection. So they start moving poorly, and then they feel like pain is normal. It's because just they're lacking those prerequisites.
Yes. So here's the perfect solution. I help them reclaim their strength and flexibility. Easy to digest and to understand. And the idea of pain-free movement, keep that in your back pocket for the next phase of the process. Okay. We
Thank
really
you.
want us to focus on the solution and not the result, because the result really is the pain-free movement.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The solution is helping them reclaim their strength and flexibility.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Stacy, let's go with you. And then
Okay.
we'll go with you, Helen, after this. Okay.
Yeah. So I provide the number one power skill, or I help them with number one power skill to prove your worthiness and reduce burnout. But then I thought, and I thought I help them map their path to the C-suite without burnout.
I love it.
The second one.
I help them map their path to the C-suite without burnout.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Okay.
Yes. Well done. Okay. Helen.
All right. I help aspiring authors stay motivated and engaged throughout the process of writing and publishing their first book.
Okay. Okay. And what was the problem?
Okay, here, many high achieving women want to write a book, but have a hard time staying motivated on their own.
Got it. Okay. Ooh, that's good. That's a really good problem. That's a really good problem. I love it. I wouldn't change anything. And then I would just say, because you've already identified who they are, I would just say, I help them stay fully engaged from beginning to end, something like that. It's got to be so simple, short and sweet.
Okay.
I helped them stay fully engaged throughout the process. I help them stay fully engaged from beginning to end, and then we're gonna show them what success looks like next. So the shorter the better on this one. I think that's really solid.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's do one more. Elsa, you wanted to, oh, and then delete. We'll come to you next. Okay.
Yeah, so step
Oh, I
one.
think you're muted. Let's see. I can't hear you anyway.
Already? Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So step one will be, I will help them make sure they make the right decision.
There's nothing more important than that. That's your solution. It's so good. It's so, you just nailed it. It's simple, it's short. And this is what they're struggling with. They want it so badly. They don't know what's right, what's wrong, if they should, if they shouldn't. You help them make sure they make the right decision. Perfect. Okay, delete.
Yeah, so I'll start with the problem.
Okay.
And just before I do, so I'm coaching new coaches, and I'm kind of calling it drama-free biz. Okay.
Cool.
But I'm not using drama-free in what I'm going to tell you. So just wanted to frame that.
Great.
So I go with, many new coaches feel overwhelmed and confused about starting their businesses, which keeps them from making money. I help them cut the noise to find focus and confidence.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Done. Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Totally good. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing, I'm tracking, I'm not overwhelmed. I can digest it all. Yeah, I think it's really, really strong.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Rodrigo. I think you're still muted. Let me try. There we go.
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted to run another one that maybe is, to me, is a little more compelling, but I don't know if that's compelling.
Okay.
Help them reclaim their strength and flexibility. That was the first one. But what if I say help them feel flexible, strong, and athletic again?
Yes.
Is that better?
I think it is.
Okay.
I like it. I like both of them, but I like the second one, I think, better.
Okay.
They're both really, I would keep them available for you to use in different situations.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna move on to number 3, and don't worry, we'll have more time. First off, I love doing this work more than anything. So I am having a total blast. I hope you guys are too. We have about 15 minutes left. I have time to go over if we need to. So just know that I'm here if we need to go over a little bit and you need a little bit more attention. Totally fine by me. Okay. Now we're going to move into the benefit. So what is the positive result that they're going to experience when you solve or you help them solve their problem? I'm going to show you a few examples, and I'll leave these up while we do the timer. But for my clients, the ultimate result for them when they get clear on their copy and they tell a compelling story, they get to attract more leads and amplify their profits. Or if you got your retirement totally dialed in, the ultimate result would be so they can spend with confidence knowing that they're going to be okay. And for the politician that I worked with, this is so trust is restored and power is returned to the people. That is the ultimate end result that we're going to. And before we do the timer here, I'm just going to show you. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that yet. Let's just focus on the benefit and the success that they're going to achieve. And I'm going to start the timer now. Right. Okay. Now, before we share this, we're going to actually move on to the next section. And then that way I can give you feedback on the entire thing. So now I want you to take step 1, step 2, step 3, and combine them. So pick your favorites from each section and put them together. Keep it casual and conversational, not formal. So for my one-liner, I have many business owners struggle to create a clear message on their website. That's the problem. The solution is I help them simplify their message and tell a great story. And then the benefit is so they can attract more business and amplify profits. And you can see how powerful these are when we put it all together. Many people over 50 worry that their money won't last them through retirement. My proven method takes the guesswork out of retirement planning so they can spend with confidence knowing they're going to be okay. And so something like this can work for your overarching company. When someone asks you what you do, it can be, on your social media profiles, it can be on your website, but this also works for a workshop description that you're doing. You start with the problem that those workshop attendees are struggling with. You show them how the workshop itself will solve that problem. And then you'll show them the benefits that they're going to experience after the workshop. What's their life going to look like after their workshop? For the politician, many Californians have a hard time trusting their political leaders. And notice, you can do this in the third person too, like for a political leader. This was her core message for her entire campaign. Emily Hibbard is a community activist on a mission to mend the relationship between citizens and politicians, so trust is restored and power is returned to the people. So her solution is to she mends the relationship between citizen and politician. And then the result of that, the benefit of that is so trust is restored and power is returned to the people. So I'll go back here, but what I want you guys to do, we'll take 1 more minute for you to combine all these together. And then I'd love to hear you share the whole thing so we can really like hear the full story together. So 1 more minute and then we'll get to share. Okay, let's hear. Oh, Stacy's ready.
I'm ready because I have a client call at the top of the hour. So
Great. Yeah, let's hear it.
okay, so many leaders feel like they need to overwork to prove themselves, which isn't sustainable and ultimately leads to burnout. I help them map their path to their power destination without burnout, so they'll move faster and with confidence. And I took out C-suite and put power destination because maybe it's not the C-suite, but I don't know. But that's my target market.
Yeah.
But some of the people might want. So
I'm not in your industry, but I've definitely worked with plenty of executive coaches. I'm not familiar with that term power
destination.
Power destination. Is that a common term within the industry?
No, I just made it up.
I think that I would stick with C-suite because now all of a sudden I'm like, what is power destination?
Got it. Okay.
That's over my head, and unless it's a term everyone in the industry knows, and I'm just not.
Yeah.
So I
And
would
then that last part I put C-suite, like they're faster and with confidence, or C-suite faster and with confidence.
So I would, on the benefit portion, I would really think big. Like, what do they ultimately want? Think of that infographic that I made where with the top of the mountain. What does the top of the mountain, the pie in the sky, look like for them? I think for a C-suite leader, what they really want is to make, so they can make a bigger impact and be the memorable leader that they were born to be, or something, something more,
Perfect.
More inspiring for
them.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So,
okay.
So they can lead their organization with confidence, so they can lead their organization with confidence and make a bigger impact, something like that. But yeah, think big on that last one, rather than like, they really want to know what they're going to get, not the how. And when you talk about getting there faster, that's really kind of how they're doing it. You're going to help them do it faster, but they really want to know, what am I going to experience? What's my life going to look like after I become this incredible C-suite leader?
Yeah. Ultimately, this is about like imposter syndrome. Like, I don't really deserve to be there. So ultimately they will love themselves when they get there. But I think that might be too pie in the sky, too fluffy. So, but I like they can lead their organization with confidence.
Yes. I mean, that speaks to that exact, they're going to love themselves more, but they're not probably people that want to identify with that. I think the idea of confidence encompasses that feeling of, I'm not, if you're confident, you're not having imposter syndrome if you're confident.
Right. Okay. Perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you came and participated, and yeah. Okay, delete. Let's hear it.
I also have to jump off very quickly because I have other calls coming up. But yeah, so I'm just tagging along what I said earlier, like
Yes.
the last part.
Yes.
Many new coaches feel overwhelmed and confused about starting their businesses, which keeps them from making money. I help them cut the noise to find focus and confidence so they can attract more clients and create the business they dream of.
I love it. I love it. Tell me the problem again. Tell me, and try and delete and leave out the part about confused. Leave out confused, and let's just focus on overwhelm.
Okay.
Because we only want to have really one main problem. And
Okay.
overwhelm and confusion are two problems. And all of a sudden my brain is like, okay, what's the problem that's being solved? Like Jason Bourne, if he wanted to learn his identity, but he also wanted to get a girlfriend and adopt a cat, we'd leave the movie. It's too many problems that he's trying to solve. He has one problem. So the problem is overwhelm, I think, more than anything for these women.
Okay.
And let's stick to that. Okay, so try it again with just overwhelm.
Sure. Many new coaches feel overwhelmed about starting their businesses, which keeps them from making money. I help them cut the noise to find focus and confidence so they can attract more clients and create the business they dream of.
Yes. So
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Really
Thanks
good.
so much.
Yeah. Well done. Helen.
Okay, unmuting. Okay, many high achieving women want to write a book, but have a hard time staying motivated on their own. I help them stay fully engaged from beginning to end so that they can share their story with confidence and pride.
Okay, I want to hear it again.
Okay, many high achieving women want to write a book, but have a hard time staying motivated on their own. I help them stay fully engaged from beginning to end so that they can share their story with confidence and pride. But there's something I think I'm not getting to, because when I think about like what's at the top of the mountain and what life will look like after, like what the transformation that occurs, and I think it's something about like claiming authority, or like kind of like going from being a person who wants to write a book to being an author, like is a big deal that opens up for people. And one way I've experienced that is like sort of becoming the go-to authority on my subject. But it can be, but I feel like it could be broader than that, because it's something like, it's like staking your claim, like taking your stand and then putting yourself out there, and then people can come to you, for that thing. You're saying like, I'm an expert on this. I know this.
What you're talking about is impact. They're helping others by telling their story. People are coming to them, and either they're helping them with their story, or maybe their story and their actual story impacted others. Is the motivation to tell their story internal, in that, like, I know for me, I want to write a book as well, and I want to do it because my motivation to write a book is really selfish. I want to heal myself through telling my own story. But other people want to write a book because they really want to get it out there into the world, and they want to impact other people with that, and they want to be a confident author. So, I would speak to what it is they're fundamentally wanting. So I would say, so they can be a confident author and impact others with their own story, or I think the idea, what could be cool is, even in the solution that you talk about, I help them transition from whatever you call somebody who wants to write a book. I help them transition from like amateur writer to published author, so they can impact others with their own story, or make a great impact with their own stories, something like that. But you get the idea of it. Does that help? Or does that...
I want this to work for people who want to write the book, to heal, and like what you're talking about, who want to do it because they think their story will help others, but also like people who want to do it because they want to make more money in their business, and so the book would establish themselves as an expert. I want something that encompasses all of those actors.
Right. Okay. So I would really hone in on what they want to be like, so they can, things that you're sharing, like show up as an expert in their field, make a bigger impact, become an author, feel empowered. Things like that are what you want to include on that last section. And you can group 3 things together. We want to keep the solution really short and sweet, but in the success, you can group 3 things together. So I would pick the 3 that people want the most and group those together.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. Rodrigo.
Hi. Okay. I'm not extremely happy with it, but I have something.
It can be better, right?
But it will be many people over 40 feel like they need to let go of their favorite activities due to pain and injuries.
Okay.
I help them reclaim the flexibility and the strength they need so they can stay active and pain-free for life.
Oh my gosh, I think that's fantastic. Okay, I want you to read it one more time as if you are literally like falling in love. You're confident, it can't be any better than it is. Let's hear it with confidence. You can do this.
Many people over 40 feel like they need to let go of their favorite activities due to pain and injuries. I help them reclaim the flexibility and the strength they need so they can stay active and pain-free for life.
Wow. I
Really?
mean, yes. Okay, what do you guys think?
I think he has the word active in there twice, right? I think I would change the second active to something else.
Okay. I help them reclaim flexibility and strength they need so they can stay active and pain-free for life.
Is active in the problem?
No, many people over 40 feel like they need to let go of their favorite activities due to pain and injuries.
Okay.
Reclaim. And then I was thinking at the end, at the benefit, instead of stay active and pain-free for life, I say live life in their own terms.
I would say live life to its fullest, or engage fully with life. Yeah, I think they really want to be fully engaged with their life, or they want to live their life to its fullest.
Okay. You give me good stuff to work on.
Good.
So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Good. Yeah. All right, Robin, I want to hear about this kitchen.
You can sit, I'm sitting here just like, Okay, so here's what I have. Many women feel overwhelmed and stuck when trying to design their own kitchens. I simplify the process for results in 30 days or less, so they feel completely confident for their upcoming project.
Awesome. Okay. So I would say I would get rid of the word stuck in the problem.
Okay.
It's, just back to that Jason Bourne issue. He doesn't want to adopt a cat or find a girlfriend. He wants to find his identity. So we want to focus on they feel overwhelmed.
Okay.
in the problem. And then this is just me kind of keeping things simple. I would consider starting your solution, my 30-day process, my 30-day program, my 30-day, you could even say my proven 30-day method. You know, we really want to, what I love about that is it elevates it as if you are really stepping in as the guide. When you have a proven 30-day method or a proven 30-day plan or process, it's like, oh my gosh, she's got this figured out and it's only in 30 days. Like that's.
Yeah. And so, and the two big features are it's 30 days, but it also is going to really up level. Like I'm going to teach them how to up level their results. And in some cases on a budget. So I'm trying to work both those in there.
Okay. My proven 30-day method helps you up level your kitchen.
Helps streamline and up level.
Yeah, helps you streamline and up level, streamline the process and up level your results or maximize your results. Streamline or I would even say simplify the process because they're overwhelmed. So we want to speak to how do we solve that? What's the opposite of overwhelm? It's simplicity.
Help simplify the process.
Help you simplify the process and maximize results. So you can, now here's where we, can have a little fun. Tell me your results again.
So you can feel completely confident for your upcoming project.
Okay, got it. Okay, let's think bigger. What happens when this is after a month after they're done with the remodel. So you can love your kitchen. You can entertain with pride. You can gather your community together in a space that you're proud of, or gather your loved ones together in, the heart of your home. Let's think really big. The kitchen's so powerful. It really is the heart of the home. So
it's life-changing.
It really is. It changes how you feel the minute you walk into your kitchen in the morning from the minute till the minute you go to bed. It's powerful. So we really don't want to diminish really what happens for your clients when they have their dream kitchen. So you can have the kitchen of your dreams and feel confident, entertaining the ones that you love most.
I like that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I want to hear it. Let's hear it with confidence.
Me?
Yes.
I'm just like, I've got stuff scribbled on here. Oh gosh. Okay.
Just wing it.
Many women feel overwhelmed when trying to design their own kitchens. My proven 30-day method helps simplify the process and up-level results so you can enjoy your kitchen with your family for years to come.
Yes. Yeah. So you can enjoy your dream kitchen. What's your dream kitchen? You want to help them get that. So you can finally get your dream kitchen and have a place to deeply connect with those that you love.
Oh, good.
Okay. Elsa.
So many women feel trapped in their 10+ year marriage and they struggle to leave. I help them make sure leaving is the right decision so they can get through the divorce confidently and with no regrets, and they will be free to build a life they truly want.
What was the last part? And they can be free to live the life they want?
To build a new life. Yeah, build a life they truly want.
Okay. Okay. Now, I love, I don't think you need the 10-year plus marriage part.
Okay.
I just would say many women feel trapped in their marriage. And then I love the solution, which is I help them make sure leaving is the right decision. I think that is so perfect. And then I would say, I help them make sure leaving is the right decision. So they can confidently navigate their divorce and build a life they truly desire.
Sorry, what did you say?
Sure, that's okay. I wrote it
okay.
down. Many women feel trapped in their marriage. I help them make sure leaving is the right decision for them so they can confidently navigate their divorce and build a new life they truly desire.
Okay.
I'm going to put it in the chat, okay?
Yeah. No, it's
Okay.
okay.
Kind of have chicken scratches here, but I'll put it in the chat. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Jenny, and I think anybody, oh, Danae, anybody else want to engage? Get some guidance? Hi, Jenny.
Hello, I don't know, can you see me? I can't see anybody else. I joined late because I had my small group meeting this morning.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can see you just fine.
Okay, so I don't really know what we're doing, but I think that I've come up with what it sounds like. I think that I do have that already created. Let me see if I can find it in my notes here. Many dental hygienists work endless hours and end up completely burning out.
Right.
My proven process makes them feel better in 8 weeks. So you can fall in love with your work life and find joy in your personal life again. And you had a second part that was the last half, which is so you can find deep meaning or joy in your work and more balance in your personal life again.
Mm-hmm.
So I have had one change, and that is I'm doing more of a of coursework, I guess.
Okay.
And so my 8 weeks, and I don't really have a process as much as I think I'm just going to be putting a lot of stuff that's accessible to my people. So the middle part I could change. I don't know if you have any input on that.
Can you read the middle part again?
Sure. My proven process makes you feel better in 8 weeks.
Yeah, and so your question is like, if you have a course or a program, like, do you want to? I think you could keep it as is. I mean,
Okay.
Whether it's a course or a program, like you still have a proven process.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So I would keep it.
Great.
Okay, Danae.
Yeah, thanks. Can you hear me okay? I
can, yeah.
Great. I jumped in a little bit late, but I've done a storyboard before on my main program. And what I'm working on now is for my freebie, my opt-in freebie, which is a 5-minute time audit for busy physician moms.
Cool. Okay.
So I have many physician moms struggle with work-life balance and don't have enough personal and family time. My 5-minute time audit helps them quickly identify where they're wasting time so they can immediately start creating more time for what's important to them.
Okay. So they can identify their biggest time challenges. What was it? What's the freebie called again? My
5-minute time audit for busy physician moms.
Okay, my time audit. My 5-minute time audit identifies their biggest challenges. That way we're not repeating the word time twice.
Okay.
My 5-minute timeout identifies their biggest challenges and how to solve them. So they can, what's the benefit that they can get from this?
So they can immediately start creating more time for what's important to them.
Okay. So I would say something like, so they can, I like the word immediately. So they can immediately experience more spaciousness in their daily schedule or in their within their daily routine. So they can immediately feel more expansive. Yeah, I would stick with what I just said. So or just, you can delete immediately just so they can feel more. We want it simple is better. So they can feel more expansive throughout their day and have time to do the things they love most. Okay. I think we've covered everybody. I'm just gonna wrap this up really quickly. If you've got any other questions, don't hesitate to, I mean, there's only 5 of us here, so don't hesitate to share with me what that is. But if you want to watch the recording, these are some really good website URLs that show how this process translates to a website. If you want to use the words that you've crafted today and implement them on your website, you can access these websites here. And then I want to show you how this works outside of conversation, or basically how to use what we've created today in your social media posts and kind of in every type of marketing writing that you do. So you'll notice here that this is a social post. So they've got a graphic. How do you turn your artistic passion projects into revenue? So this is just kind of a overarching graphic. And then notice that they're starting their post right here in the description, with a problem. Many artists don't believe they're competent at business or feel thinking about their art as a business might cheapen it. So just all this to say, when you start writing and you don't know where to begin, always start with the problem. That is going to pull the right people in to engage with you, and they will not be able to disengage until you have resolved the problem. And so you can take what we've done today and think of it like an accordion. So we're at the very narrowest part of this accordion. We've done the problem, the solution, and the benefit. And you can expand this out so you can go into the problem, go deeper into the problem, and then you can go deeper into the solution, and then you can go deeper into the benefits. So if you're writing, let's just say a blog post or some type of teaching that you're doing, that would be how you might expand it out. But you're always going to follow that same formula. Okay, holy cow, my PDF is going crazy. Okay, so here's a social post that I did a while ago. It can be a question. So you can ask a question that encompasses a problem. Does your life force and creative best go to helping others while you, your business, and your family take a back seat? So this is really pulling people in with that problem. I have about like 30 different problems that my clients face. This is one of them. And anytime I'm doing a social post, I grab one of those problems and I start with it. And then I talk about, I try and show empathy around that problem. I talk about how I can solve the problem and what success they can experience once they solve it. It's the same formula over and over again. And you can just keep practicing that. So again, another problem my clients face, tired of feeling stretched too thin, not getting paid what you're worth, not making the impact you know is possible. And then going in again to the solution and the success. So know that what we've done today is so powerful that you can literally take the words that you created today, put them at the bottom of your email signature. Every email that goes out states who you work with, the problem that they're having, the solution that you provide, and the benefit that they experience. So this is just going to help people really get clear and categorize you in their mind around the problem that you solve. And this is how we remember things. You can put it on your website. You can put it on the back of your business card. I usually do kind of shorter and longer versions. So on the back of the business card, it might be the very last part, like the success. So for him, on the back of his card, he says, I help heads of sales achieve double-digit growth. That's the success that they experience. This is also can be used in your LinkedIn profile and even in your banners. Use it literally on everything. If you want to apply the principles of story to your website, I have a program that allows you to create all your website copy in 2.5 hours flat. This is not a DIY program. I do not leave people trying to create copy on their own. I'm against it because I don't want to leave you stranded inside the bottle trying to read the label that can only be read from outside the bottle. So it is a one-on-one program. We work together. I'm with you side by side every step of the way. You do a little bit of prep work for about 45 minutes or an hour, and then we get on a 90-minute call and we craft your website copy. If you want to learn more about that, you can go to grow.reddoordesigns.com. If you guys downloaded the Google Doc today, feel free to add me to your Google Doc if you have a question, want some feedback. Happy to help you with that. And with that, we are quite a ways over our time today, but happy to answer any last questions before we hop off. Rodrigo, yes. Unmute.
I was just saying bye and thank you. I need to run. Thank you.
Okay, yes, we all need to go. It's been,
Yep.
yeah,
Thanks.
11:20. Thank you. Thanks for participating, you guys.
Thank you. It's great.
Beautiful work today.
Thank you.
All right. See you soon.